Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? Welcome back. Welcome back to Hoops and Brews. The homie's gonna be on. But you got me for right now. But yeah, welcome back to Hoops and Brews. Obviously, the Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions. We're gonna break down everything that happened. I'm sorry it's a little bit dark in my room. Uh I don't really have that many lights, but I mean I hope y'all can bear with me. Um as I say that, we got the homie Joe. I think we got the homie Joe. Joe, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, bro. What about you?
I'm chilling, man. I can't complain. I can't complain. So yeah, man. I guess let's get into it, yo. The Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions. They have been the best team in the NBA all season. SGA won MVP. SGA won every single award that he could possibly win. Actually, he won. The only thing he didn't win, I think, was All Star Game MVP, and I forget who won that. And I don't think that's even as that's even as prestigious of a award as that award once was. Um, yeah, man. I mean, I guess obviously, what do you be before we get into like obviously the Halliburton situation, which obviously I think
Hmm.
had a huge like damper on it. Well, which had a huge damper on the game, and it was unfortunate to see that. I guess what do you just encapsulating the whole series, just encapsulating that whole playoff run. I mean, I guess what do you think about it? I mean, like I guess I can go first. Like I think the main thing that you had questions about the Thunder for me, even before the season or even like going back to last year was I was never concerned about what SGA was gonna do. I knew SGA was gonna, play SGA's game. He was gonna go out there and get you pretty much 30 points every night. Like I assumed that from SGA. But my question was, can the other guys, the guys who are, first year not first year pro, but the other young guys, can they go out there and um can they have an impact the way that they need to have an impact? So that was also what I was worried about, and also in big moments, like down the stretch in games, or if they get into a series where they're down in the series, can they find a way to fight back, especially after seeing that Dallas series last year? And clearly, the answer was yes. I mean, there were so many moments. I think the biggest moments to me that stick out from this OKC run was the game four in Denver. I think the game four in Denver when Denver had that third quarter, and I was like, up, it's about to be a 3-1 series, and it looked like Denver is going to get out of here with a victory, and it's going to be a 3-1 series, and they're going to be a second round team again, and we may see changes, we may see whatever, who knows. Denver went up in that third quarter. OKC fought right back, got that game, and then again in another big game seven at the crib, got that game as well. And then obviously, I think the main one is game four in the NBA Finals, which I think was probably the best game of the series. And I think that's if there's any game that if there's any game that the Thunder are not the Thunder, but the Pacers are kicking themselves for, it's that game four, yo. Like that game four. I think they were up 10, if I'm not mistaken, to start the fourth quarter. The Thunder fought back. SGA hit tough shot after tough shot after tough shot to win that game and make it a 2-2 series, heading back to OKC, and that's when Halliburton's first injury occurred in Game Five. So yeah, like those two moments stick out to me the most, and even this game. Granted, I know people, like we could all say what we want to say about Hallie not being there. And I think Hallie not being there obviously put like a damper on the game, but at the same time, they still had to go out there and win this basketball game. And there was a times in that first quarter where like I wasn't sure they was gonna go out there and win that basketball game. So yeah, I think they showed me something, and I think that if they can, well, they obviously got through this, so they got one under their belt. I'm not about to say they're gonna be no dynasty, but I think the way that they won, they can draw from these moments in other years. And these guys, I don't think are as good as they can get. Like I think Shea could be a better jump shooter, as in like a 3-point shooter. I think Jalen Williams can work on his game and be better. I think Chet has it's gonna be hard with Wemby in the league, but I think he has defensive player of the year type growth in him. And offensively, he can get better. And then you look at the other guys, Case and Wallace, who stepped up big in this game. I think this game in game four, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been was it game five or game four? Might have been this game in game five. I think Case and Wallace stepped up big. So these other guys they're still very, very young players, and they have room to grow. And I think it depends on how greedy these guys choose to get. And Mark Dagenau. Mark Daigneault, I think he, as a second, third year coach, he hasn't been coaching that long. Second, third year coach, if I'm not mistaken, he still has room to grow. So I think just getting through this and having this playoff run and having the big moments to pull from, I think who knows what we can see from this team in the future. Joe.
Yeah, I think this was big for OKC. Despite the fact that they won 68 games this season, they weren't the heavy favorites. I mean, as far as I know, I talk about basketball in a lot of different places. I talk basketball in the barbershop. I go play basketball at the gym. At work. And people's opinions, despite the fact that they were pretty much, I think they had a point differential of over 8-10 points per game. Despite everything, being number one in defense, everything they had, the MVP, Jalen Williams was all defense and all NBA. Despite all this stuff, they were not the heavy favorites. And for them to just be able to, just take care of business series after series. Obviously, you had Memphis the first round. They demolished them as they should. They squeaked by the Nuggets. I think they learned a lot from that series. And that series, I feel like they really benefited from their free agency pickups. Really benefited them. Grabbing hard, not necessarily free agency, but just their moves into free agency and trade. Them picking up Hartenstein, that really helped them. And then also picking up Caruso. What he did in that series, able to guard Jokic for plays, able to disrupt pretty much every action they wanted to do. And then you go and you manhandle Minnesota, a team like that. Then you come over here against the Pacers and then being able to, like you said, pull it off. Despite I know Hallie got hurt, but nothing in the NBA is guaranteed. You still got to go out there and get it. So I think that this was a huge for them. I think the biggest takeaway, I think, the growth from Jalen Williams. He was also a guy who was doubted a ton. He's been pretty much the second option for them throughout the year. But for him to do what he did in this series, just like you said, the growth of these players. They're young. They're young. And for them to just just tie the knot and make it official, I think that was huge for them. I really like. I mean, like you said, not necessarily. It's tough to call things a dynasty, and the current NBA. Like you saw last year, Boston looked like they kind of ran through everybody last year, and now this year, with the Achilles injury, Tatum's out. You got people dropping with injuries every year, so it's hard to call them a dynasty. But they do have the trajectory for it. When you look at these players' ages and whatnot from top to bottom of this roster. So I mean, I think this was a hell of a playoff run. I think I value every ring equally. I don't believe in asterisks on rings. Me personally, I think every ring has their own unique story. And any ring, you could go back and if you do the research on pretty much, I'm pretty sure.
Give every ring an asterisk if you want.
Pretty much. If not every ring, 99% of them, there's some sort of injury or some sort of call or some sort of something you could be like, if they didn't get that, somebody's foot on the line, something like that. It's the playoffs are brutal. You got to win 16 games, 4 series, like. Something's gonna happen that's necessarily gonna really favor you. Something's gonna happen that's really not gonna favor you. It's about how you respond to those situations and how you, pull through in the end. It's only out of all these teams, out of 32 teams in the league, only one team can finish it off. I mean, and also, I mean, this is era right now. It's really good. I like how you can come into the league now. You don't really know who's gonna win that year. Like OKC, like nobody really picked them. So it's just cool just to, see the NBA jump into this era like this, see Shea top off one of the greatest seasons ever for a guard, Finals MVP, Western Conference MVP, first team All-NBA again, average of about 32 a game. And I like how he played today. Just aggressive. I know he missed a ton of shots. I think he settled for the 3-ball too much. I feel about him.
All right. I was in the background chilling.
I'm gonna turn it down, son. Mike.
I was better now.
Yeah.
I was in the background chilling, listening to your soliloquy until you got to the he did not play well today.
Yes, he did.
He had 13.
He had 13 assists, 2 turnovers. Granted, he shot like shit, but they needed him to shoot the basketball. Nobody yes, he shot like an asshole. He shot 29% today. But they won the game. He had 13 assists. This might have been the best as far as
barely the Finals MVP to me.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I said he was barely the Finals MVP.
I'm not mad at that.
No, wait. Let me finish. If J-Dub would have had a good game today, which I don't think he had a good game today, man, whatever. But to me, both of them played very I gave him a C. If I'm giving Shea a rating for today, if I'm giving all 8 players a rating for today, I give Caruso and Chet Holmgren an A+ for Game 7 of the Finals. They played as close to perfect as you could get in terms of play for them. I give, I'm sorry, is it Kaysen or Carson? I don't want to disrespect. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to disrespect him. Kaysen Wallace, I give him a B-. J-Dub and Shea, I give them both like a C- for today.
You give Shea a C-?
I give Shea and J-Dub a C- for their Game 7 performance today. Just let me finish. I let you talk for a while. I was sitting in the background listening. Now, when I say nothing, I just personally didn't like the way that they played. And to me, if you're gonna be the and this is the same thing I've been talking to Pavy about for the past couple of weeks. Like this performance from them just is like, it just feels very anticlimactic, and that doesn't take away from what they've done. They're champions. I'm actually very, very proud of them. Like, for them to have pulled this off, being as young as they are, I give them credit. Like, they did something that I didn't even think they could do. But my God, bro, like, I just wanted bigger moments from the guys. Like, to me, this is like if Scotty and Mike first championship, like Mike kind of lucked into it. Like,
what's
Mike,
the biggest moment that you remember from Mike first championship that has to do with Michael Jordan? You gonna say the layup in game 2?
Okay, and
I think the layup in game 2 is
what's
just
Shea moment from this
That
series?
shit wasn't as far as game 4.
Shot on fucking Neesmith and the shot on Nembhard.
You gonna remember that for the rest of your life?
Yes, I actually am. Listen. There are 2 things I'm gonna remember from this finals: the game 1 shot Halliburton hit, and the shot that Neesmith hit. When he fell down.
You're a liar. You're gonna remember the game 1 shot
and
and Halliburton tearing his Achilles.
Shea scored like 12 in a row in game 4.
Yes, I'm gonna remember Shea's 4th quarter in game 4. I remember Tyrese's obviously game winner in game 1, and I remember Halliburton getting hurt.
You could say Halliburton getting hurt second.
I remember the Siakam dunk too.
Come on.
I mean, but that's somebody getting hurt. Like, I can't control that the man fell out and tore his Achilles and was on the ground crying. No. As far as like actual basketball things that happened, I'm gonna remember again Hallie shot from game 1 because it was a great comeback. And I'm also
the memories are not about the guy that won the series. That's my point. I
told you the second thing I'm gonna remember: the shot on Nembhard. Like, literally, that Shea's like magnum opus right now.
I'm gonna remember Nembhard crossing Shea up and hitting that shot more than I'm gonna remember Shea and that shot on Nembhard.
I do not remember Nembhard.
You don't remember when Nembhard hit Shea with that combo and that step back and that nasty combo and then step back combo?
That's not 12 points in a row to get a game.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Game that decided the series.
That game did not decide the series.
Yes, it did, bro.
This game decided.
This game
decided the series.
No, listen, no.
How the fuck do you make it to a game 7 and a game 7 don't decide the series, bro? What planet are we living on right now?
Game 4, you don't get to game 7.
Facts. If they don't win game 4,
on dope.
No, bro. If they don't win game 4 and they go down 3-1, they're not winning this series. Game 6 in Indiana would have been the funeral, or maybe game 5 would have been the funeral. Who knows? Halliburton don't even get hurt probably if this doesn't. If the Thunder don't win game 4. If they go down 3-1 and we going back to Indiana, and when we got to go back to Indiana for game 6, we not come back to OKC for game 7. I highly doubt we are. Strongly doubt we are.
Let's just be honest. It just wasn't that impressive from the guys. And I don't understand why that's so hard. Like, that doesn't diminish what they did. He finals MVP. Tatum didn't even win fucking finals MVP. Wait. Tatum didn't even win finals MVP. So congratulations to SGA, because at least the best player on the best team won the best player award. So I have no gripes with Shea. He deserved that finals MVP. But like I said, I just expected more of a dominant overall performance from him and J-Dub to close it out. And to me personally, they looked scared. Stop.
Shea didn't.
Stop.
Shea didn't.
They looked scared the whole game.
I disagree with you.
Shoot the ball 30 times and be scared, bro.
Once Tyrese Halliburton tore his fucking Achilles with 4 minutes and 30-some seconds left in the first quarter, hell yeah, I'm jacking that bitch up. He ain't out here no more.
He was jacking that bitch up before.
He was jacking it before he got hurt.
Him and Hallie was going neck and neck immediately. And hold on, and I was thinking the first.
So you going neck and neck with Hallie? Obviously, it's game 7, mano y mano. The other mano is gone. Of course, I'm gonna jack that bitch up immediately right now.
Why are you saying
TJ McConnell guarded me?
Jacking the bitch up immediately.
So you're saying he get his job done as a superstar? He jacked it up. you want your superstar to be out there guns blazing, right? That's what you want him to do.
I want him to play better. I want him to play better. And I know people going to say, oh, well, Kobe played bad in that final. No, listen.
He's not even a playmaker.
That's look.
It was just unimpressive to me,
Just like
bro.
Kobe having 18 rebounds and you a shooting guard. Yeah, he shot like shit, but he went out there and found other ways.
Kobe game 7 was more impressive than this?
Not really.
I mean,
to y'all, to me.
The reason why.
So you saying SGA game 7 was more impressive than Kobe versus Celtics?
Honestly, it's genuinely about the same. The difference is
now we get into some hot takes.
No,
so
it's
now
not
you tell.
hot
So okay. So where do you rank this now
done.
amongst? Go ahead, finish, and then after you finish, I want you to round it up with where you where do you rank this in terms of final performances after you finish?
I mean, it's not like what a top 10.
Finish what you were saying though. First, finish what you were saying.
The reason why Kobe's game 7 you might say is more memorable is because it added to the Lakers Celtics like rivalry. It was a Lakers Celtics series. Anything that happens with Lakers Celtics is memorable. For instance, right? I think the biggest, even the blowout in Game 6. Remember when KG hit that layup right before halftime? When the series that the Lakers lost, when you add to the Lakers Celtics lore and you think about the guys that you had in that game at their stages of their career, like these guys don't compare to those guys that were at those stages in their careers.
I'm not upset.
Like you had some of the greatest players of all time. I don't know how many top 75 players was in there, but it was a few, and it was a few top 150 players in that game. And where would I rank this performance amongst final performances? Granted, it's not one of the best final performances I've ever seen in my life, but it wasn't bad. But
he averaged 30 at least, right? Didn't he average 30?
Yeah, he shot like shit, but he found ways to win the game, and he did the thing. For instance, today I think I've never seen him make more than what he did today. I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, that's cool from the go out there to do that.
He was like, I gotta go get other people involved.
Who had a better finals performance? Tatum last year or SGA this year?
SGA this year.
Probably SGA by a little bit.
Interesting to hear you say that, Joe.
I mean, Tatum did lead the Celtics in points, rebounds, and assists last year.
And he didn't win Finals MVP either.
And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander scored what? I think.
But ain't you a Curry fan?
What you mean? Steph Curry ain't playing the finals last year.
That man lost the Finals MVP to Andre Iguodala, and you still cheat on him like.
Yeah, and I've been saying for years it was, and I was saying it for years it was robbery. I haven't heard you say one time that. No, wait. I haven't heard you say one time that Tatum was robbed.
He was robbed.
I've never heard you say
you can't lead a team in points, rebounds, and assists and not win Finals MVP.
He did.
Jaylen Brown was exceptional on he was exceptional.
He proved you can.
It's robbery, exactly. So I mean, you robbed every day, and that was one of them.
But Thomas, as we were talking about before we came on before you came on, I don't want to say that this is the beginning of a dynasty.
Did you hear what he just said?
No, I don't know.
He said niggas get robbed every day, and I was one of them.
That's funny as hell. But yeah, no, like I just get your opinion on it. Before you bring the homie glasses in, just get your opinion on it. I don't, because I know you tweeted about it. I'm not gonna say it's the start of a dynasty because I think it's way entirely too early to say that. Entirely too early. But if any team has the potential to win 2 or 3 or win like 3,
not gonna be a dynasty,
or win like 3 and 5 or have like a Spurs type run, it would be OKC if you can keep number one Chet healthy. Because Chet had a bunch of injuries. Number one, Chet healthy. And if Jalen Williams can continue to grow and if these guys can get greedy, what do you think about that?
Number one, I would just like to say that I am thoroughly very happy for Chet Holmgren. Because I've seen him in person, like before he was even in the league. Like we saw him that one time in Summer League. He was taking pictures with people and just being like a normal guy. So I have nothing bad to say about him. He played his ass off. He was the MVP of Game 7 in the finals. He literally made it to the point where Miles Turner couldn't even be on the floor for the whole fourth quarter. So I give Chet Holmgren a ton of credit, a ton of honor, and a ton of admiration for his flowers. Yes, I think that his hip was broken, so obviously he has the chance to be back and to be better. But if you're asking me if I think this is the start of a dynasty, I'm going to say no. And the reason why I'm going to say no is because if the rumors are true that they are about to expand to 2 other teams and that Silver and them go announce it after this year, that means them teams probably coming in the next 2 years. 3 years, which means that every year there's going to be an expansion draft, and they're going to have to give up one of their core players. And you no stop and just let me finish. They're gonna have to give up their core players, and it's core guys to me that for this team that is really what makes it special. Like this team honestly reminds me, not necessarily in terms of offensive ability, but they remind me a lot of the Pistons. Like I said, like to me, Shea is a privileged Chauncey Billups. Like they have a great team, an all-around team. They swarm defensively. They can smother you defensively. So if you're telling me that they're going to be able to keep this same level of intensity and passion for the next 3 years, I think they'll always be in the conversation. But I also do think that the rest of the league always finds a way to weirdly catch up. And if the Thunder had done something that was so new and miraculous like the Warriors did at the beginning of their run when they kind of just revolutionized the game and Steph revolutionized the game, I would say yeah. But the Thunder almost lost the championship in the Game 7 to a team that they won 20 more games than. So that's why I said I'm not impressed. I'm like this was cool, but I'm not impressed. Nothing about this was dominant. They just won. And I'm cool with that. You just no stop. I'm cool with that. I give you your flowers. You deserve it. Y'all won. Y'all champs. You etched in the history books. I can never take that away. I'm not going to diminish that. But if we talking about a team that I'm going to have to hear for the rest of my life be compared with some of the greatest NBA teams to have ever played, I did not see it in the finals. I'm sorry, I didn't. And if you would have told me in a vacuum that the Thunder would have almost won 70 games and the Pacers won 50 games and the Pacers and the Thunder would meet in the finals, you would say, oh, OKC going to beat them in 4 or 5. Y'all was telling me that shit before the series. And somehow it went 7 when Halliburton hobbled for 2.5 games. And he had to tear his Achilles in order for the shit really to become unbalanced. And TJ McConnell damn near was the finals MVP, but the refs wasn't calling shit when he was getting fouled. He was literally out there getting his head held by Case and Wallace like they was walking down the aisle to get married. Turn the ball over, no foul. So I give them credit, but this was not a dominant series for me. Like last year, I could even sulk a little bit more when the Celtics won because the Celtics just went out there and beat the Mavericks' ass. And it was nothing I could do about it. It was nothing Luka could do about it. It was nothing Kyrie could do. Nothing nobody on the Mavs could do. The Celtics just whooped their ass and got them the fuck out of here. The Thunder did not do that. The Thunder held on by a thread, and I'm proud of them because they're young and they did it. But now, because of their normal regular season statistics, they are going to be compared with some of the greatest basketball teams, of which I've had the ability to watch a lot of them over my 35 years of living on this earth. And they're just not at that level to me. And I'm sorry. And so, yes, Dynasty, maybe, but we'll have to see. I need to see them dominating the finals first.
Hold on. So first of all, I feel like
wait, real quick. Let's bring the homie Glasses Malone in. Glasses.
Thank you for the people in the chat. Like, I'm not tripping. It's just not that dominant. And Glasses gonna get up here and be like, Tom, I told you, and you didn't tell me nothing. You didn't tell me Halliburton was gonna tear his Achilles after going 3 or 4 from 3 in the first quarter. I'm done.
You can't limit the Pacers to just a 50-win team. They literally beat a 63-win team in Cleveland. They won the first 2 games in Cleveland.
You are what your record is, Joe.
Win that series, no,
that's not true.
No, not when you perform not when you have the resume this team has. You go into Cleveland, a 60-win team, you win games 1 and 2. You weren't favored to win either one of those games. You come out on top of those games. You blow them out. You beat them in 5. You beat the 60-win team in 5. You handily beat them. Then you go to New York, a team you're also favored to lose against. You win the first 2 games in New York, one of the most hostile environments in the NBA. Madison Square Garden, their first conference final since I was 3 years old, and they handle them.
This is exactly why we don't need to be having these arguments.
A 15-point game, they come back and they win that. They beat the Knicks in 6, and then you get to the Thunder, and you take them all the way to 7 games. And when you've proven this, and this is also the same thing that went to the conference finals last year as well, you can't limit them to just 50 wins. They also have one of the best coaches in the league. This Pacers team is much better than that 50-win tag you're trying to put on them. And everybody expected this finals to be pretty much a dogfight. A couple people had them winning, but the Pacers counting them out again like that was a bad idea in general. I think you got to put much more respect in them. They've earned much more respect than just some regular 50-win team.
They haven't earned anything. Their regular season record will forever be what their regular season record was. And if, as I said, no, it does matter. That's my whole point. And so if you're telling me in a vacuum that the Thunder are going to almost win 70 games, and then they go to the finals against a team that won 47 games. I'm expecting them to dominate. This was not a dominant performance, and I'm not tripping because I'm saying that it wasn't dominant. Yes, they won. They deserved it. They went out there. They did it. But it wasn't dominant. When all these conversations, yes, it is. But when all these, it is. But when all these conversations start about the greatest teams of all time,
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying I'm sorry.
Start with that.
You don't get no apologies from me.
So listen,
you get no apologies from me.
Stop with the Halliburton talk. Halliburton wasn't crazy in this series. He just wasn't.
Bro, he was crazy today.
He wasn't crazy. No, he wasn't.
He hit 3 shots.
He was 3 or 4. He had 9 points.
Congratulations.
It was 4 minutes.
So was Shea. I think Shea had 12 and 4 in the first quarter.
Nobody cares, Tom. He was 14-6. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop it. Look, I'm with you.
Not today.
I understand the kickback of the thought of a dynasty. Totally get it. But again, what you've been watching with the Pacers is a well-coached team. Somebody that I told you when Dallas let go of, when you were screaming, let him go because Luka came in, he was young and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you shouldn't let Rick Carlisle go. You watch a coaching session. You watch a young coach run into a true all-time great coach with personnel.
Now, I will say this, not even to interrupt you, but Mark Daigneault said on Scott Van Pelt after in the post game with the championship, he literally said Rick Carlisle humbled. He said coaching against Rick Carlisle was a humbling experience.
Yes, which
and that's from a fellow championship coach. So go ahead.
I didn't have to tell you because Glasses already told you before he said it. Again, Rick Carlisle is an amazing coach. So what you see the struggle in is you're watching an amazing coach work a personnel thing. Completely great. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not about if the win is dominant. They won the championship. Like, stop with the silliness. The same Celtics team you talking about this year got bounced by the Knicks that this team pounced on. So it didn't matter how dominant they looked last year. They didn't look dominant this year. So you got to pay some homage first off.
The Thunder didn't look dominant in the finals this year either.
Nobody don't need to look dominant. Your goal is to win the finals.
I get it.
You know, every time the Bulls won, they didn't really look dominant.
Yes.
I didn't say they'd had to every time they won.
They didn't really look dominant in any of the series besides like the first one.
And even that one was kind of people got hurt. It's 1,000 things, but we're not going to get into that. What I'm saying to you is
people did definitely get hurt in the first.
But they also was matched up better. Matchups we're in a different era of basketball.
Who's hurt in that series? Was it Cooper or Byron Scott?
James Worthy. But that's
no, but when the other ones hurt too.
That's not important. The Bulls won. We're not going to do that. What I'm telling you is this is an impressive win to be in your 7th year in the NBA to win. I just told you he's probably a top 5 point guard of all time already after this season. Already. He's better than Zeke. Already greater NBA career than Zeke.
Top five is a little crazy.
How?
Yes.
Not really insane.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
He doesn't. Not yet.
Point guards have MVPs.
See, this is my problem with this, bro. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Guard? Like point guards and shooting guards?
Yeah, point guard.
It's not that many point guards with MVPs and
finals MVPs.
It's not that
and 60 lead teams and leading and scoring titles. It ain't this many shooting guards with this.
Facts.
So again, Tom, when we talked about this, I told you Rick was going to give him hell. Rick is an all-time great coach. You gave him the personnel. He got busy. It's not about dominant looking wins. You're right. The Celtics look dominant, and then they came and got whooped. That shit don't matter. Your job is to win the finals. It don't care. This game wasn't that close once the second half started. It kind of got separated real quick.
I disagree with that.
I mean, it's not much to disagree with. It just happened like that.
Nah, the game was close to me. The game was close to me really up until 3 minutes was left.
No, it was far.
I forgot who hit
3 minutes. No, it was.
Yeah, it was. It literally had gotten to within 9, and then I forgot which player on Thunder hit a 3. That is close. That's 3 possessions in today's NBA.
Yeah,
we watched the Pacers come back from down 21 with 2 minutes left.
So you kept thinking that magic was gonna happen, and it just
No,
wasn't.
I wasn't, because their star tore his Achilles in the first quarter.
The star.
That's not really
he wasn't even the best player in the playoffs for them.
Who the star then? Because if you telling me it was Siakam, where was he at?
The same place, same where Halliburton been in this whole series. Look at average.
No, I don't want to hear that, man.
Siakam had a way better series than Halliburton.
Nah, I'm not even gonna ride with that. Nope, I'm not. I'm not riding with it. Not after today's performance. Not after no, he was horrible today. Pascal Siakam was absolutely
Didn't Halliburton
horrible.
come back with a finals game and have 7?
Wait a minute. I don't care about none of that. We're not talking about none of that. We're not talking about none of that right now. That man Pascal Siakam airballed, I think, 2 or 3 times today. I don't want to hear that shit. He's
still better. He's still better.
No, he was not.
Yes.
He was horrible today.
He's been better than you the whole playoffs.
He got out rebounded and out physical by Chet Holmgren. Also, when they went small, he was not good today. He has been good in 47 games. He was not that good today.
He has been better.
Halliburton before he got hurt was better than Siakam was the whole game today.
Whole series.
No, he was not.
No,
he had 4 solid games.
He's been better than Halliburton this whole playoffs.
No, he has not.
Yes.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
The game ain't.
That's a lie.
Hey, Siakam won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Won that. You love that award so much, Thomas. He won that award.
Yeah, he deserved it. He played well in that series.
When Jaylen Brown
not in the
that,
series, he was better than him the whole playoffs.
No, he wasn't. His job is to be the primary scorer.
Who?
That's what I've been saying the whole playoffs. I've been literally saying this the whole playoffs. Pascal Siakam's job is to go out there and be shout out, which homie said that? The homie's Darius. Siakam is Giannis with no athleticism.
He got athleticism. He's just not Giannis.
No, that's his job, to go out there and half back dive and spin and euro to the basket and try to score. The problem was he was standing out there bricking jumpers because for some reason Alex Caruso is able to do something I haven't seen anybody his height do.
We told you
I'm not apologizing.
So you gonna go back on your word with me and Pav?
No. Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
There you go, my man.
I'm sorry. You were right. You knew Halliburton was going to get hurt in Game 7 and the Thunder was going to win.
If that's why.
You were right. I'm sorry.
That's not.
I'm sorry. You had the foresight to see that Halliburton was going to tear his Achilles in the first
getting
quarter.
hurt was very, very
OKC was going. No, but listen.
Can
can you do me a favor though? If I'm okay, fine. You know what? You're right. Sincerely, I will say I apologize.
Shall say gilgeous-alexander
because I'm a man of my word. But also because we haven't been on show, I think, since Game 4. I need you to apologize to me because you told me this was going to be over in 6, and I told you it was going to 7.
They got it to 7. Rick did his thing. You correct.
You know what?
I can't believe
I'll settle up with that. Y'all was right. The Thunder won in 7.
I can't even believe I doubted Rick. That's what I get, though.
That's what you get.
That's what I get. Legit. Rick.
Yeah, and if Halliburton wouldn't got hurt, I would be watching yellow jerseys on my television right now.
They was gonna lose no matter who happened.
Nah, I disagree with that. I think the problem is that like once Halliburton got hurt, it really kind of messed up Carlisle's rotations because like every time Miles Turner was on the floor, they was attacking him.
They knew he wasn't gonna play this game. They've been saying that. They was prepared to play without him.
No, I'm not even talking about that. But I'm saying every time Miles Turner was on the court, they was attacking him so much, and he couldn't get nothing going on offense. Hold on, let me finish. So he can't even play, which means that your most effective shot blocker is not in the game. OKC, I'm looking at the highlights on my TV right now. They just run into the basket because it ain't nobody down there but Siakam. But you can't leave Turner on the floor because he getting attacked in every switch or in every pick and roll that they gonna try to run against him.
Tough.
Then they wind up putting the young guy out there. Now I give him credit. Shout out to you, young fella, the tall dude, Dave Bradley. Shout out to Tony Bradley. Tony Bradley, with all due respect, I never want to see you on my television playing basketball again. It makes a lot of sense right now. And with all due respect, Tony Bradley, I'm not saying you don't belong in the league and none of that. I'm just saying I don't ever want to turn on the game and have to see you in the game. Let alone
his role. At least he knew his role.
Let alone a game 7
his
of
role,
the
bro.
NBA. Bro, he had like 6 turnovers this finals.
He had like 6
turnovers this finals. And number 26 was not good at all either.
You know why they
Smith was horrible today. Benedict Mathurin. If the Pacers would have came back and won, Benedict Mathurin would have been the Finals MVP.
Hell no.
Okay.
Yes, he would have.
You know why they didn't look good. You know what this series taught me a lot about. We give way too much credit to Michael Jordan. Now that's not to say Michael Jordan ain't the greatest shooting guard in the history of basketball. But we give entirely too much credit, man. Like you can see what an offense looks like. You can see how they were able to stop Michael Jordan for years when it mattered.
No, facts for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could see how they were able to defend, SGA, like, and you could see. But when you look at the triangle now, you have to look at it completely different on how effective it makes that type of offensive score. Like, the fact that they were able to get that win, dog, is crazy because
I think we give Magic Johnson way too much credit.
No. Magic Johnson wanted 2 different type of offenses.
I think we give him way too much credit. Yeah, but James Worthy was there the whole time.
No, he was there for 3. Magic has 5.
He's there the whole time. He's there for all the important ones.
It's 3.
He was there for all the ones we remember. There for all the ones we see on the highlights on.
We see the first.
Well, the biggest game that's talked about.
Oh yeah, I forgot he went on the first one. My bad. Yeah, I forgot he went on the first.
Or the second one.
He was on the 3 that mattered.
Well, I mean,
no, the first one was crazy. No, I'm just trolling. I honestly was just trolling. I was honestly just trolling Glasses because I know that he loves Magic.
It's not a slight. It's not a slight to Jordan. Just listen why. The triangle offense puts your offense in a place to where the defense cannot deny it, and you could keep resetting. Like some of the shit that Shea was trying, I was like, oh, this is right up Rick's alley. Like Rick was able to do such a good job over and over on him because he made him start his offense from
way too far out.
Way too far out. That was his whole strategy. The triangle made that not be possible.
Yeah.
That shit.
And they tried to like run like, I won't say a triangle offense, but they tried to get him in certain games in spots where you would get the ball with the triangle and you saw better results.
Yeah. And it's like, I never looked at it so hard until I stared at it. I was like,
got a great
this
SGA
is the
stat.
Brilliance of the, and it's funny because this goes back to that conversation where T-Mac, where LeBron started all that bullshit, and T-Mac said if he had one of Kobe's teams, he would have won a championship. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't have, because you couldn't shoot in the triangle offense. You wouldn't have been able to do the things you needed in the triangle offense, nor are you the defender that you need to be to make that work. So to watch Shea like still figure out how to manufacture offense at the highest level is crazy, dog. It's crazy.
And also
I just wasn't that impressed.
It also switched the game up to be a passer. To my personal opinion, this is like the best passing performance I've ever seen from SGA. Yeah. Like we midway through the game, he had 12 assists and no turnovers. Yeah. And the first one he got was because he slipped.
Yeah. He listen, that triangle offense. Don't get me wrong, Michael Jordan by far is the greatest shooting guard to ever step foot on the court, both ways too. He's a scary motherfucker. But that triangle offense, man, puts you in position, and you have to be able to make the shots. That's where Jordan is great. Like you have to be able to make the shots. But I remember now Jordan before Phil, and I remember how like they used to do him like they was doing SGA. They would just make him start his offense so fucking far away and it take too much of the shot clock for him to get in position to get a good look. Like that is underrated. Like Phil Jackson's offense is fucking so underrated, bro. Tex Winters, forgive me, but being able to assert that, dog, like imagine if they had the triangle offense, bro, they would have beat these dudes in 5 games. Straight up. They'd have fucking whooped them over. What stopped them is the Pacers, they didn't have a great offensive finals. Like he talking about Halliburton. Halliburton was 14-6. Nobody on the team averaged 20. They were depending on defense, and they were able to start SGA so far back so often that they were winning games. But the triangle made that impossible.
You think the triangle offense is what Got them that outdated. Who's like the Lakers the last team to win the run the offense and win the championship 15 years ago? I don't know if that's winning in modern basketball. I don't think so. I don't think that's the recipe.
No, he's talking about that. That's what helped the Michael Jordan and the Bulls be effective.
It's 10 championships out the triangle.
He said OKC would have won if they was running that. I don't know about.
No. Actually, technically, it's
Don't
11 championships out the triangle.
Yeah, 11. Excuse me.
11. You got 5 Lakers, 5 Bulls.
It'll work forever if you have a person that can shoot.
And the last one came 15 years ago.
Yeah, it don't matter which time.
No, actually, that's not true, Joe.
But hold on.
That's not true.
You just don't have great coaches. That's why all y'all favorite players keep getting bounced.
That's also not true because the Warriors. Because the Warriors run a version of the triangle, but they run it beyond the 3-point line. That's kind of how they revolutionized shooting all them threes. Because the way that they used to run it was Steve Kerr would run a very high triangle coming off them picks. With Steph, Clay, and Curry. And the rest of their offense, which is what like really opened up the ability for them to be able to shoot as many threes as they did without it being without it being a 7 seconds or less offense. Like when you think about the Warriors offense, you never think about their offense being a run and gun offense. It never was. They just had a high volume of threes, but they did that because Kerr implemented a lot of what Pop did in San Antonio, a lot of what D'Antoni did in Phoenix when Kerr was the GM. And then a lot of what Phil did for the Lakers and with Mike and them in the triangle, but with Curry and them beyond what usually was like that mid-range or that box area. Yeah,
and what's weird is both of those offense really depend on defense too. Like even the Warriors, man, because that was such a inefficient. From the 3-point line, it was an amazing offense, but just on traditional basketball, that's such an inefficient offense. You just get 3 points instead of 2. But, man, the stops and the dives, like I was just looking at the defensive schemes Rick was running on Shea the whole series, like how far he was making him start beyond the 3-point line. I was like, it made me really respect Tex Winter's offense and the things that Phil Jackson was able to implement a lot more. And it made me lead this respecting Rick Carlisle a lot more as well.
It should have made you respect Halliburton a lot more, too, because he know how to run the offense.
No, sir.
He know how he is a high volume assist player.
He really be running the offense.
I don't like that. It's literally been multiple games in which he's gone over 2 games or a game and a half with no turnovers and then throwing the ball and got 20 assists and throwing the ball over.
He don't have 20 assists, Tom.
What are you talking about?
He 6 this series.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's been multiple times over 2-game span throughout this playoffs where he's had over 20 assists and had like less than 2 to 4 turnovers.
They can't depend on that though, Tom. That's why they changed the offense.
No, they can't depend on it because they don't have a primary scorer.
No, it's not. They don't have a.
They don't. They don't. That guy is supposed to be Siakam, but he can't do it every night, and that's the problem.
It's not.
And when he can't do it on those nights, you expect that from Halliburton. But if you're hobbled for Game 6 and you tear your Achilles in Game 7, guess what? You don't even get the opportunity to try.
Oh, man.
Also, Glass, you got to give credit to Neesmith and Nembhard as well. They executed this.
They did a
lot of that.
Neesmith cried for a reason today. Neesmith was crying for a reason because he played like shit today.
He didn't make shots. He was good defensively.
He didn't make no shots the whole finals.
You can't be mad at Shea.
Ty Garden Shea.
Neesmith was a reason
why he wasn't even the primary defender. It was Nembhard.
But the setup is not. The setup is not.
They really weren't even switching. It was really Nembhard. Mike Breen said a bunch of times during the broadcast, I know Nembhard got to be tired from running around chasing SGA. Nembhard was still out there hooping.
The Pacers setup is a little not the way you think. It's not like point guard set up everything. They have. It looks a lot more like the Dallas Mavericks offense from 2010, 11. It don't look like Halliburton dribbling the air out the ball, setting everybody up.
You had Kidd as the point guard for that. I'm confused.
I understand.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing the same way he was playing with the Nets back.
And he was making passes, but he wasn't playing. He wasn't dribbling the air, setting everybody up. It depends on defense. The problem is they couldn't get the stops when they needed it. I agree with you. Siakam definitely ain't. Siakam definitely is not.
He ain't like that.
He's not Dirk. But they should have been better. What you see work for them is how good they were defensively. They were a better defensive team than that Mavericks team. So they were able to go a lot further than people gave them credit for. So, but it was never set up that way. And also, to be honest, OKC's backcourt defense is fucking they kept somebody who averaged 10 assists to 6 assists. They're terrorists. They got
And
the
they created
best
like
backcourt
23
defense in the
turnovers.
NBA.
Dort is amazing. He shoot the ball too much, but Dort is crazy. He's all over the place. Offensive rebounds,
And they got
ball pressure. That dude is crazy.
Man, Joe, they got so many people that could defend the backcourt, dog. They have 5 or 6 people that could defend the backcourt at a good level. So it was always going to be hell for Halliburton. You know what I mean? It was always going to be hell. But the Pacers did a really good job. I mean, Rick Carlisle is really the MVP for that team. It's not necessarily, Halliburton. I think Halliburton, this whole playoff really showed how clutch he was. He's definitely some clutch guys.
Yeah, I'm going to keep real. Carlisle didn't make them shots. Carlisle didn't drop 32, 16, and 11 on the Knicks.
But real quick. Speaking of Halliburton, because the first thing that went through my mind when he got hurt, and I was like, yeah, he tore his Achilles, was like the Eastern Conference next season. Like, I would assume the Pacers wouldn't be in it. I would assume the Celtics wouldn't be in it. I would assume, well, actually, if I'm Giannis, I'm not leaving. The next thing that went to my mind was Miami. You probably might have wished you traded for KD.
Yeah, but that was never gonna work. I think they made the best trade. Shout out to Pretty Boy Kane. I got my comments on. He averaged 6 or 7 assists, not 9. He didn't average 9 assists in the final. Got to go do your homework on that one. There's probably gonna be less because he got hurt and played some minutes, but you got to really give a lot of credit to the OKC's backcourt. They coach is really young. He got something. He got a lot of work to figure out, and hopefully he figured out some things about himself, about what he's good at, and his team is good at. But they're going to be a lot to deal with for a while, man. They're going to be tough to deal with. You're going to need better versions of Siakam to really beat them. That's why LeBron always gave him hell. That's why, certain people can give him hell. So it's tough to have a dynasty in this era, but if they're going to be good for a long time.
Facts. But yeah, what do you think with everybody that's being hurt? Like, what do you think that this means for the Eastern Conference next season? Like, you have some really big players who are not gonna play pretty much at all. Like next season, the Magic just made moves, and Magic just picked up Desmond Bane. Like, if you look at what the Magic did, Cleveland is still there. The Bucks. I mean, obviously, like I said, if I'm Giannis, I don't want to lead the Eastern Conference now because we think we can get on a heater and do whatever. Like, what do y'all think this means for the grand scheme of things, or for just the Eastern Conference in general? For the next year, 2 years?
Nothing. The Celtics still going to be a top 3 team. The Bucks still going to be a top 5 team. It's because it's a system.
Bucks
thing.
With no Dame.
Yeah, because it's you have a playmaker in Giannis. You have an all-time great top 15 player in the prime of his career that can make plays and score the ball and play top-tier defense. And you can compliment him. Even without Dame, they're going to be still top 5 in the East. The Celtics have a really good system. They have an amazing coach, an amazing program, and they defend. These teams don't like Tom. I keep telling Tom, like the Pacers do defend on offense a little bit more, so I'd expect them to take a step down. The Celtics, the defense is really how they get it done, and the Bucks is another defensive team. So long as they're
Pretty Boy Kane, mad respect, but the Hawks ain't not doing nothing, bro.
The Bucks still a defensive
team. Pretty
Boy
Kane, is you Keith, bro? Is that Keith?
The Bucks is still a defensive team.
Bro, the Hawks not going nowhere, respectfully.
The Bucks is still a defensive team.
I don't even need you cursing me out on Twitter.
The front court. You know what I mean? They built in defense. Doc just be coaching crazy. I don't know what the fuck I be with Doc sometimes. But I'm saying they going to be all right. Like, I got to bet with somebody that the Bucks stay top 5 and the Celtics stay top 3. Now, the Magic, I don't quite know if Bane makes them better. I mean, I think he does give them a different kind of scoring option.
It gives them exactly what they need.
They're gonna win 55 games next year, easily.
I don't know about 55 games, but
they're gonna win 55 games next year.
They plug exactly what they need.
The problem with them is that because they don't have a perimeter scorer or perimeter playmaker that can get their own shot.
Nobody who can shoot the ball.
Exactly. Desmond Bane
is not like this.
What do you mean? He one of the best shooters over the last 5 years, and when Ja was hurt last season, he was averaging 24, 25. You add that in with Paolo, and you add that in with Franz, and you still got Wendell Carter and the free agent market. What you mean?
You can't add it in. That's not how it works, right? Because the same people because the same France and Paulo still gonna shoot their shots. So it's not like he's
but that's good though. They didn't have anyone on the Magic that could consistently stretch the floor for them, or unless Paolo and Franz was getting them an open bucket in the pick and roll. The Magic didn't have nobody to create no buckets for them other than Paolo and Franz, which is the problem. KCP don't create no buckets. Respect to baby Carter. He don't fucking create no buckets that are valuable. So like, yeah, you had to go out there and actually get somebody that could be a viable scorer from the perimeter. Paolo's not a viable perimeter scorer. To me, Paolo is 20 and in, and Franz is 18 and in with a nice jumper if you leave him open.
Ben Carroll's how much?
20 feet and in, and I think Paolo's more. Yeah.
He's more. Wait a minute, you said the Magic's gonna win 14 more games because of Bang?
Yes.
You're smoking drugs.
No, I'm not. I'm not. No, wait. No. Because also you're tripping, Glasses. Franz and Paolo were both out for more than 20 games last season.
I'm just saying you're.
So what are you talking about? No, stop. If your two best players miss 40 games total, you telling me you're not gonna be better if they play the whole season and you added a 20-point per game score?
He's not gonna average 20.
I'm tripping.
He's not going to average 20.
He don't need to. He needs to average 18, 19. That's enough for them. You got two 20-point scores, and you tripping. You're tripping.
A lot of shots, dog.
You know it's not. If Klay Thompson can do it, he can do it.
He's not Klay Thompson, nigga.
He's not Klay Thompson.
He's a better offensive player than Klay Thompson.
What are we doing? No, he's not, bro.
Okay,
he's not a better offensive player.
Pavy. I'm not talking about shooting ability. I'm not talking about shooting ability. Put Klay and Desmond Bane in a gym and tell him to give you a variety of buckets. Desmond Bane gonna be able to do it. Klay not. You told me Klay can't even dribble, Pavy. Desmond Bane can't dribble better than Klay.
I got a long week, dog.
I'm about to get up here and walk off
this. Better, but like, bro,
what are we talking about, bro?
He can dribble better than Kareem. So he can dribble better than Kareem, but he ain't a better offensive player than Kareem.
Desmond Bane's offensive package is not better than Klay Thompson's offensive package.
Not really, bro. No,
yes, it is.
No, bro.
Yes, it is.
No, you talk. They gonna say I'm Joe. You talk.
Klay is damn near a one-trick pony.
It's a trick that nobody can stop.
You can initiate.
It's one of the greatest tricks to ever happen in the NBA.
You can initiate offense.
Kareem is a one-trick pony. It's a lot of one-trick ponies that just matter.
Yeah, but that's not
a lot of tricks. Some tricks you just can't stop.
But this trick is more variety. I don't know.
Bane is not a better offensive player than Klay Thompson. Now, I think you can say he's more diverse, but he's not better.
He averaged like 5 times as many assists as him and probably shoot at the same clip.
He's probably
he don't shoot at the same clip.
He's probably I feel why you think he shoot at the same, but he don't shoot at the same clip. G, I don't think you think
you are tripping.
I don't think you saw Klay Thompson shoot the ball in his prime and see Desmond Bane shoot the ball.
No, I see.
And you think it's going in the same way you thought it was Klay Thompson. And Klay got a post game. Klay do have a mid game. Yes, Klay can't go out there and tween.
Yeah, who cares?
All of that.
Desmond Bane can come off the pick and roll.
Who cares?
What you mean? Who cares? That's
one
another aspect.
One dude could shoot your lights out.
Klay scored 60 points without dribbling. It's just funny as hell. But
I agree with that. I'm not upset at that. But if you look at their percentages over their career, they not far off, bro. Klay literally averaged 0.1 more than him.
Bro, do you really genuinely
wait and let me finish. I'm telling you, Klay's best shooting
and
for
you gonna
three
tell me
was 43.9.
And you gonna tell me with your own 2 eyes.
I'm going to tell you that Klay Thompson is the second greatest shooter to ever walk this planet. But I'm going to tell you at the same time, other than him shooting a basketball, you've been saying on this fucking show for 8 years that he can't do shit else. So get the fuck out of here with this bullshit-ass argument.
I have been saying that, but I didn't say Desmond Bane was better.
Yeah,
I would never say that. I didn't say that. No,
I don't care how much he can't dribble the ball.
I don't think he can tween.
Kareem can't dribble the ball neither. Who cares?
It's a conversation. I love Klay Thompson, but it's definitely a conversation.
Shaq can't dribble the ball. Shaq don't got Bane's offensive package. He's just not better.
It's definitely a conversation.
It's not a conversation.
It's
Desmond Bane ain't no
100% a conversation.
Klay Thompson's offensive.
It is, bro. Klay in his career has shot higher than 52% from the 2-point line once, bro. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Desmond Bane is a better player in the interior to him. Desmond Bane has shot over 53% for the past fucking 3 years, bro.
He shot the ball 6 times.
How many times you giving Klay Thompson a shot that ain't a three?
You're missing the point,
bro.
No, I'm asking you, Pavy. You want Klay Thompson to take six? I'm sorry. You want to take 6 shots that ain't threes in the game?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, bro. You capping? You capping?
Why am I capping,
bro? What is
All
wrong
right,
with you?
All right, bro.
Desmond Bain ain't nowhere near Klay Thompson on no level.
All right, his
Like
offensive,
I said, he can't
his offensive
swing
package
like
is
him.
better. His offensive
it's not.
package is better.
It's not,
Yes,
it's not.
it is.
Okay,
it is
okay.
better.
Whose offensive package is better, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Desmond Baines?
I'm gonna say Cap.
Why? What else could he do besides hook the ball?
What you mean? Cap couldn't finish in the interior?
I mean, yes, with a hook shot.
He wasn't a good post player?
Yes, with a hook shot. It's one move.
We gotta stop acting like he shot 30,000 hook shots, bro.
No, he
didn't.
shot.
No,
How many shots he
We gotta
shoot?
stop. No, we gotta
If he
stop with
shot
this.
10,000
No.
If he shot
We gotta stop with
10,000
this
hook
myth
shots.
like
Wait a
Kareem
minute, he can't
Abdul-Jabbar scored 40,000 points or however many thousand points he did just doing this the whole fucking time. He did not just spend his whole career doing this shit.
Yes, he did.
All right, man. Now I'm about to start Googling.
Shots
You finna Google how you hook for the
did
ass.
Kareem
How
make?
many hook shots did Kareem make?
While it's impossible to know exact number, it's estimated he took 60 to 70% hook shots.
A lot of hook shots.
And probably the other 20% is dunks.
A lot of hook shots. But real quick,
That is a lot of hook shots.
real quick though. Speaking of trades, obviously it came out, which is weird. I hate that we traded.
But also, you want to know why he
Demon Hall.
fucking developed the hook shot? Because they banned him for fucking dunking in college.
So that's the offensive package that you think is better than Desmond
Gee, they
Bain?
told me I couldn't dunk the fucking ball no more. So I just started throwing it in
Why
the
are you
fucking
arguing with me?
basket.
Why? But you act like he was tweening people.
He don't
Desmond
need
Bain-
to tween people if you can
but
score the
by your-
basketball.
But by your offensive package expression,
No,
right?
because Shaq got a better offensive package than Desmond Bain,
How?
but Klay Thompson
How do
don't.
Shaq got a better offensive package?
Gee, Shaq didn't used to start fast breaks in the early years of his career.
Clay started fast breaks before.
No, and he
Yes, he
turned the
has.
All right,
fucking
come
ball
on,
over.
bro. All right, come on, bro.
He pushed
Come
the
on,
rock
bro.
as much as Klay
Gee,
Thompson.
Clay started the fast break by running to the three-point line and doing this.
No, he started
and
the
they threw him
fast
the ball
break
and then
as
he
much
did
as
this. You're a
He started the
liar.
fast break as much as
You're a
Shaq.
liar, G.
Hell no.
I've watched so many Warriors games, G.
so
You
Klay-
are describing a person that is not Klay Thompson.
Clay with that.
You're
crab
talking
that
about
started
Michael
that
Redd.
Also,
Klay
hold
Thompson
on.
can do
Also,
none
hold
of
on.
this shit you talking
Also,
about.
hold on, wait, hold on, bro. Clay wasn't taking as many threes as you think he was, bro. Like Clay taking 17 shots a game and they 8
We're not
threes.
going to argue this.
But
this is ridiculous.
but last thing that happened.
Thank you. What are we talking about?
What does that mean? He was a number one scorer on the. What
He
does that
was.
mean?
He was 20 games.
G.
And they
Y'all
win
wasn't out.
20
Y'all
games.
wasn't
You
out
said
there.
Clay
Y'all
was
wasn't
never
out
the
there.
number one scorer. Nigga, Bane was the number one scorer with Ja Morant hurt. Clay was not the number one scorer because fucking Steph Curry, who the fucking world's greatest
Gee,
scorer.
Clay never averaged more than fucking 21 a game. What are we talking about here?
Neither has
Because I play
Bane.
with Steph Curry
Actually, you know what?
and Kevin
I'm lying. He averaged 22.5. I got to
Who
put
the
some respect
fuck
on the name.
cares?
I
Stop.
play with
Nobody
Steph
in
Curry.
their right
It's
mind would
he
take
actually averaged
Bane.
that before he played with Kevin Durant. But go
I'm
ahead.
telling you, nobody would take Bane over Klay Thompson. His offensive package is not better. Nor
No,
is his
are you
defensive
talking
package.
about in 2025 or are you talking about all time?
all time?
All time, of course, because he's the greatest shooter of all time.
No, bro. If you
Take away
Clay,
his shooting ability.
talking about right now.
No, listen. I'm going to tell you, okay, cool. Klay Thompson and Desmond Bain can't shoot no fucking threes. Now you tell me who going to score more points.
Probably still Klay Thompson.
No, he's not.
Fuck no. Mm-mm.
He's not. He's not.
to
I
you.
love Klay, but he's
No,
not.
Thomas, are you talking about in 2025 or when?
I'm
Okay.
saying,
Who would average more?
period.
Who would average
If
more
you
points?
tell Klay he
Okay,
can't
okay.
shoot no
Who
threes.
would average more points? Who would average more points if you couldn't dunk or lay up the ball? LeBron James or Desmond Bain?
If you couldn't dunk or lay up the ball,
Yeah.
of course it's gonna always be LeBron. Because
Why?
LeBron gonna shoot way more times than Desmond Bain.
So then, what are you
No,
talking about?
wait. Even more to that point, Klay Thompson is a notorious 18 to 19 shot a game taker a season.
So-
Desmond Bain don't even need to take that many shots. What are we talking about?
What are you?
The
bro,
1 year he averaged more points than Klay. He took as many shots as Klay took on a normal low year for him.
bro. Who the fuck? He is not in the
Kevin
same
Durant
offensive
claimed that
conversation.
Kevin Durant came to the Golden State Warriors and Klay Thompson said, "I'm not changing shit I'm doing."
What does that? No, Golden State
And
said.
then proceeded to go out there and jack up 18.5 shots a game for 3 years in a row.
You know who said that? Katie said, "Don't change your game. You're Klay Thompson."
Katie ain't say that shit, man.
Yes, he did.
Stop lying on Kevin.
Everybody
stop lying on Kevin. I know you know Kevin. Stop lying on Kevin.
So let me get this
Kevin
right.
gonna go on TV and be like, I ain't say that.
So what you're saying is, if you plug in Desmond Bane offensive package, the Warriors are just as good with Desmond Bane.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what. See, you waited till my camera went off to do that, so that way I look crazy.
Sure. So you waited till my offense is just as good.
No, it's not. It's not just as good, but they still champions.
Why?
They still champions.
With
Katie and the Warriors, they still champions.
No, they're not.
I mean, we seen Klay in the finals ain't all that great.
Shout out to you, pretty boy Kane. I appreciate it, Brody.
Klay in the finals.
Make sure you tell your friends.
You never seen Desmond Bane do anything in no playoff.
I mean,
you're comparing. I think Desmond Bane is a decent offensive player, decent to good, but he's not Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is an all-time great offensive player, even as a one-trick pony. Kareem was a one-trick pony.
No, I'm fine with him being a one-trick pony, but let's not act like he's a one-trick pony. So when you send a guy like Desmond Bane, which thank you, Desmond Bane, for this random argument. You can only get these kind of arguments on HoopsNBrews. Desmond Bane versus Klay Thompson. How the fuck do we get here? But my point is that he has a better offensive package, so it's better for those guys.
He has a more diverse offensive package.
That's my whole point.
It's not better.
It is better.
Del Taco is not better. A Del Taco hamburger is not better than an In-N-Out hamburger, my boy. It don't matter. They sell more stuff. If you want to get a hamburger,
listen, we gotta stop calling Desmond Bane a Del Taco hamburger. Okay, he is not. He is not.
That's what he'd be comparing to Klay Thompson.
No, it's not. That's like ordering a can. Desmond Bane is the cantina taco you get
from.
If
you put prime Klay Thompson on this Magic team, they might be number one in the East.
You're a liar. Who's gonna throw him the ball?
What the fuck? Send him off screen.
Okay, so listen. Do you want to bet they're not gonna win 55 games next year? Burrito.
Let's go over under 52.
Covered.
All right, Burrito. Over under 52 games for the Magic. Let's move on. Let's talk about this guy that we was just talking about.
Because he want to get traded again.
Because he loved
the Rockets.
I ain't gonna lie. KD move around like artist touring. Who needs to tread lightly?
Both y'all.
What are you talking about?
Tread lightly. We're talking about
Oh, so now you're a Rockets fan?
Third best. I'm not a Rockets fan, but I think that
he's not the third best small forward of all time. Stop lying. He's not.
Third best small forward in the league right now, probably, or what? Second best small forward, or without Tatum, shit. He's definitely the best older small forward in the league for sure.
KD not even better than Jaylen Brown. KD not even better than Jaylen Brown.
Yes,
no, he's not. Stop lying. Stop lying. KD don't play no damn defense. Stop lying. Kevin Durant in 2025 is not better than Jaylen Brown. You're lying. You're lying. Y'all lying. Now y'all capping.
I don't know. It's close.
No, he's just like we gotta I understand.
KD
is 36, bro.
If MA could get him, you thought LeBron was gonna win. He was 42.
No, stop. Because you can ask Pavy. I've been saying for 6 years that LeBron could play till he's 50. So I'm not. Yes, he can.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
He could play. He could turn into Draymond.
If Kevin Willis could play till he's 46, LeBron could play till he's 50.
No, he
can't.
can't.
He can't turn into Draymond. Draymond Green is the best defensive player in the league. You can't turn into fucking best defensive player in the league.
You can like the defense a little bit, I guess. But you can still.
You can't do Draymond Green without being the best defensive player on the team.
He could throw some bounce passes and some lobs.
He's not the best defensive player on his team now, Joe.
And play 2-on-1.
Joe, he don't play no defense now. He can't turn into Draymond after today.
No defense is a little bit of a stretch, but I feel you.
I mean, he can't turn into. Carl said he could turn. He couldn't turn into Draymond Green. Prime LeBron could have barely been Draymond Green.
He'll never be as bad of a shooter Draymond Green is right now as well. I mean,
but it doesn't. That's not what you again. You talking about the pom poms of offense. I'm telling you what make Draymond Green special. LeBron James couldn't be that right now. And no way.
Everything offensively though, just off his name being
nobody cares.
The pom-poms of offense is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious.
Do everything off his name alone. He can still
nobody cares. That's not what makes Draymond Green in the league. That's not what makes Draymond Green. Draymond Green don't sell tickets. Draymond Green win championships.
Draymond Green's offensively, LeBron could do all that for another 8 years and leave if he wants.
Nobody cares. That's not why nobody would keep Draymond Green. If
no
Draymond
one
Green
listen to me. If LeBron plays like Draymond Green, we all need to stop watching basketball.
Hold on, Tom. If Draymond Green was just Draymond Green offensively, he'd be out the league. So if he could do what Draymond Green does offensively, he'd be out the league.
LeBron James, not his name. No. LeBron, his name. No, somebody was signing. LeBron got his
This is a null and void conversation.
No. I told you this already. LeBron is going to end up playing on the Las Vegas LeBrons. I've been telling y'all this since he came to LA. LeBron's ultimate goal is to go and eventually play in that Vegas team and then move up and become a partial owner of that team in Vegas. He ain't retiring until his other son come in and until that happens. And the new owner of the Dodgers just bought the Lakers. Now they got money. He about to order 89 specialists. You thought LeBron
order his ass up out of here.
LeBron about to order new legs, new knees, new feet. LeBron might have new toes. LeBron might hit up Elon and say, "Hey, yo, I need new knees, legs, and hips."
You can get whatever you want to new. Ain't none of that gonna help.
It is gonna help. He only 7 years away.
7 years away from what?
It's a foolish conversation. But KD to the Rockets. What do we actually think about KD?
You don't think it would be legendary for LeBron to be the first player to play 30 years in the NBA?
It's not gonna happen, bro.
He would score like 70,000 points.
If he wants to, he could.
Nobody would ever touch him.
Okay, all right. No,
he couldn't come off the bench for the Thunder this year at 45.
He could be Boris Diaw. He
can't be none of them.
No,
you
telling me a 46-year-old LeBron can't come off the bench?
He can't be Boris Diaw.
He's still a human being, bro.
What the fuck?
One,
does
he's still
that
a
mean?
human being. Two, he's not even wired like that.
Listen, if MA could get KD to buy into the defensive thing for the Rockets, they'll be in the championship.
Championship?
They will not be in the championship.
They'll be in the final.
Good dope.
They still got Tari Eason and Ben Thompson.
They do have.
If they can get KD to buy into the defense.
You ever seen Tari Eason play basketball?
Yeah.
And they still got.
He just went through this whole thing about Desmond Bain, but just down at that just. You know what? I noticed you don't have respect for defense.
No, I do, bro. But you say him first. You didn't say nobody else first. You ain't say Şengün, nobody. You said they still got Tari Eason.
Because he talked about the defense first, Tom. He talked about the defense.
No, you should have named Amen Thompson first.
Tari Eason is a steals champion.
And this is the other reason how you know Kevin Durant is Huff now. With all due respect, all time GOAT.
Huff when he averaged 26, 6, and 6. And when
what I just tell you about that guy that I just watched in the finals that I thought was underwhelming.
Look, listen, KD
is old. He got traded for a ham sandwich. G.
They traded
5 second-round picks as a ham sandwich. G. They traded him for some cash, bro. They traded KD for a knapsack. G.
No, stop, bro. You got Jalen Green. You also got Dylan Brooks, who I think is a culture change everywhere he's been. I mean, everywhere he's been. What you mean? Everywhere he's been, the team has won.
How many games the Rockets win it next year? I'm sorry.
Something?
How many games the Suns winning?
Let me get this right.
Wait. How many wins the Suns winning? How many games the Suns winning?
Suns winning like 20, like 35 or something.
Yeah, like 35.
So what are we talking about,
bro?
bro?
But you got to build, bro. Wait, what are you talking about? The Rockets, when he signed there, weren't a playoff team. The next year, they won 55 games. What are the Grizzlies, when he first got there, worked good. When he gets there, they eventually going to a 50-win team.
The Suns are not going to build anything. This was a horrible trade, and they traded him away for a couple ham sandwiches.
What was they going to get?
Yeah, what trade was better?
Which is my whole point. Y'all sitting up here talking about Kevin Durant like this is 10 years ago.
No,
like he was going to the Warriors, bro.
No,
he is.
If it was Kevin Durant going to Houston,
so is he the best player on the Rockets now?
Hold on. If he was what?
Who better?
Şengün is better than him.
No, he's not.
Fuck
no, he's not. Şengün not better than KD.
Y'all are tripping. Şengün is better than him, bro.
Şengün not better.
I don't know if Şengün is better than
This is the problem with Kevin Durant. This is the problem with Kevin Durant. You all are still living in the past.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Could not even make the playoffs.
Because that was a horribly constructed team.
And that team.
No, that was a horribly constructed basketball team.
Hold on. Listen, check this out. Again, this is a team that's a plug-and-play situation. They're a great defensive team right now with a great coach.
They just gave away the player that was the chief of their defensive identity.
No, that he wasn't.
Yes, they did. And Kevin fucking Durant ain't played no defense since he played in Golden State.
So let's
see. You know, the first year in New Jersey, he played defense. Other than that, he don't play no fucking defense.
If he buys into the defense that MA wants out of him,
if
they
a
become
36-year-old with
multiple,
if a 36-year-old didn't he have a Liz Frank injury? A Liz Frank
He's gonna have
injury,
to guard fours.
multiple leg injuries, and an
7 foot.
Achilles tear. You expecting him to go out there? The fours
You're not
of the day are
asking him to guard
Jalen
the
Williams.
defender?
He can't guard Jalen Williams.
He's
Jalen
7
Williams.
foot.
Jalen Williams.
He's a
Why would he
defender
guard
by
Jalen
default.
Williams?
Why would he
Because
guard
Jalen Williams is playing the 4 nowadays.
They play
No,
Chet
he's
at the
not.
4. What are
First
you
of all, no,
talking
he's
about?
not.
Chet is the
Bro,
4.
in the
Chet is
finals,
the 4.
in the finals
Chet
to
is the
end the
4.
fucking
Chet is the
game,
4.
Jalen Williams and
they're
Chet
going small.
Holmgren were on the floor. Oh, so that's
they're
my whole
going
point.
small.
So if you go small against the Rockets, who's gonna be the 4? Kevin
They
Durant,
play
he's is
no,
barbecue
no,
chicken.
No. They're gonna play him at the 5 as
He
a
can
small.
play the
And
five.
he is
Chet the 5.
barbecue.
Who's gonna barbecue him?
Can't guard Chet.
Who gonna barbecue him?
Who can he guard?
Who could
Who's
he
he
not guard?
guarding?
You act like somebody
They gon-
out there at the
they gon'
5 is
force feed
faster.
Chet if
Who can
KD
guard?
guard.
Who can he not guard?
No, who's he guarding? So he
Yeah,
goes up.
who can
So he
he
goes
not
up
guard?
against the best. So he goes up against the best 5s in the West. Who is he guarding?
No, not the best 5. You said small ball.
All of the best 5s in the West will play
No,
when they go small ball.
No, they won't.
So Chet, he
Jokic
can't
not gonna
guard
play.
Chet?
Joker,
Ain't he not gonna play?
They don't never
Ain't he
play
not
small
gonna
ball.
play?
They don't never
don't
play small ball.
ball.
What are you
And
talking
why
about?
would you?
Tom?
Why, what? And what?
Thomas, KD can't guard Chet.
Bro,
Yes,
you
he can.
all are overrating vastly Kevin Durant's basketball ability in our Lord and Savior year of
So LeBron can play the 50, but we
2026.
overrating Kevin Durant's basketball ability.
LeBron is a better player than Kevin Durant, and he always has
No, he
been.
isn't.
The nigga
No,
that
no,
played
he isn't.
23
No,
years.
No,
he
stop.
isn't.
I will
No,
sit
he
up here and slander and talk crap
No,
about
he isn't.
LeBron all the time, but I only do that in
No, he
comparison to Michael fucking Jordan. We not gonna sit up here and act like Kevin Durant has ever been on the same fucking planet with LeBron James. He ain't
Yeah.
never
He
been
won
better than
MVP over
LeBron.
He was on the
He
planet.
ain't never been. He ain't never
been on the
not
planet.
1 year.
He averaged the
Yes, he
same.
has.
He was on the planet. He wasn't better though.
Yes, he
He was on the
has.
No,
planet.
he was not.
He
He
won-
was
he
on
won
the
a couple-
planet, but LeBron was in
he
America and Kevin was in Antarctica.
No,
We
sir.
seen
No,
we
sir.
seen him play each other in the series. They both averaged 30.
Yeah. And we seen him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
we
one
seen him-
fucking guy had
and-
Klay
oh,
Thompson,
we-
Steph Curry, and Kevin. I'm sorry, and fucking
They also
Draymond
played
Green on his
in
One
2011.
guy
bench.
had and one
They
guy
also
had
played in
Kyrie
2011.
Irving. Had Kyrie Irving. We don't want to hear none of that.
You
J.R.
suck.
Smith.
You get out of here.
We don't
Stop
want to
it.
hear none of that crybaby
Stop
stuff.
it. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
We don't want to hear
I
you
don't-
say nigga
You
no
saw
more.
what happened when LeBron and Kevin faced.
We don't want to hear you say that nigga no more.
Look at the
They
stats.
1-1 in the finals.
Thomas.
We
Right,
don't
right.
want to
Look at
hear
the
you
first stats.
say that nigga
you
no
think
They
more.
wanted
KD to
to.
the Rock? So you think KD to the Rockets does virtually nothing?
KD to the Rockets leads them exactly where they were this year.
My
Nowhere.
homeboy
Nowhere.
LC said.
The
TP
Rockets
Nowhere.
have
said-
to have
My homeboy LC said TP been saying KD has watched for 5 years now. That's just hate. That's all it is.
No,
I agree.
KD, no, but this is the thing. No, but this is the thing. This is the thing. How about this? A guy that in the 2010s would be able to take a team to the finals hasn't gotten a team out the second round in 5 years. Yes,
take
he's
a team
fucking
to
washed.
finals.
At least LeBron is no stop. At least LeBron this decade didn't win a fucking ring.
Did
KD
he?
ain't even. Yes, he has.
Did he?
Didn't they win a ring in 2020? Or
You
am I
mean he had
tripping?
5 Hall of Famers? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
I don't give a fuck if he had
sorry.
10. He won a championship this decade. No.
funny
What
how you can
conference
count.
championship has Kevin Durant been in our Lord and post 2020? Name one.
What do you mean with conference champions?
Since Kevin
They both
Durant
missed as
left
many
Steph
playoffs.
Curry's side, where has he been?
What's funny
Nowhere.
what's funny
He is
when you-
washed and he
hold on,
has
hold on.
been washed.
The
And
funny-
all y'all want to sit up
hold
and
on,
act like
hold
he the
on,
same guy he
hold on,
was. He's
hold on.
not.
Hold on.
I'm not
What's
tripping
funny
y'all
is,
up.
From 2021 to 2025, they playoff records look the same.
Who's?
LeBron's and Durant's.
Oh, except for the championship. Oh,
That's
I forgot.
20.
We're going to leave out the biggest part of it.
The
One
bubble
guy
season.
took us to, I don't give a fuck if
He
it
didn't take a
was.
team nowhere. He just got walked in the playoffs. He missed the
All
playoffs
right,
the year before.
All
He got
right, bro.
AD.
You know who won in the playoffs this year?
Who?
Kevin Durant.
You know who got bounced in the first round?
I don't
Gentleman's
give a
sweep?
fuck. I'd rather make the fucking playoffs than
I
not
mean,
make the
one got Luka
playoffs.
Doncic. One had
LeBron
AD.
would have took the Suns to the playoffs. LeBron would have took the Suns to the playoffs.
if
LeBron
you
would
would-
have took the Suns to the playoffs, Tommy?
Huh?
LeBron took the Suns to the playoffs. LeBron would have took the Suns to the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
No, he wouldn't have.
Oh my God,
You're a
guys-
liar.
no, fuck
You
no,
telling me
you're
LeBron?
delusional.
You telling me?
Delusional.
You telling me
Delusion.
LeBron? You telling me
Delusion.
LeBron with a shot maker and a shooter
Delusional.
like Devin
Delusion.
Booker?
Delusional.
LeBron would be the point guard there. What are you talking about?
Delusional.
Who
The
played
Suns'
defense
biggest
in Phoenix?
point. The Suns'
Who
biggest
guarded
problem.
Phoenix?
They have a fucking point guard. They had Tyus
They just
Jones
guard.
out
Oh,
there
now
dribbling
you
the
know what's
fucking
wrong
ball.
with the. Oh, now you know what's wrong with the
Who
team.
could guard on Phoenix? Who could guard on Phoenix? Who could guard?
No, what's wrong with the team?
Who could protect the rim? Who could guard on that team? Who could finish at the basket?
The
They had
same
no
people that
center.
could do it for the Lakers.
They-
And
no.
no. The same people that could do it for the Lakers after the AD trade. Nobody.
Cap.
So what?
Luka Doncic.
LeBron motherfucking James When the last time he missed the
bounced in the
playoffs?
first
LeBron
round,
was like
bro.
a negative 50 this season.
LeBron got missed the playoffs 2
I
years
don't
ago.
give a fuck about that shit.
Hold on, you asked when 2 years ago.
He's LeBron James. What is wrong with y'all?
Bro,
LeBron-
we
Like,
don't care about
I
that.
understand.
I
I
think-
understand.
listen.
I understand. I've made a career on this show off of slandering LeBron, but LeBron and Kevin Durant are not in the same
Obviously,
Yes, they
stratosphere.
are. Yes,
Even
they
to
are.
this
Yes, they
day,
are.
they
Listen,
not even
bro.
close to this day.
Listen, bro.
It's a
It's a
Obviously,
reason why
listen,
one
bro.
guy's second team All NBA and the other guy ain't no team
Listen,
All
bro.
NBA.
Because of
Obviously,
injuries. Because of injuries.
no.
Because of no
Listen,
fucking injuries.
Listen,
LeBron
bro.
is better than Kevin Durant.
No,
Listen,
because of injuries.
obviously-
LeBron can't score in the half court.
So who rank higher? Going into next season, LeBron or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
No, I would say LeBron James, but that's not the point. The point is Kevin Durant has been on a greatly constructed team in like 4 years. The last team he was on that was actually a good constructed team. Well, I think I think the first Suns squad that he was on was before they traded Chris Paul and before they traded Aiden was a decently constructed team. Decently. But he hasn't been on a well constructed team in a few years. I think he's finally now in a situation with Houston where if he don't have to average 30. He could average 25. He's always been a decent help defender. Help defense is never his problem. You never expect him to lock down, but he's always been a decent help defender. Like even when he was in Golden State, KD's help defense was decent. You got Amen Thompson, you got FVV, you have Şengün, you have other guys there. This is the best constructed team he's been on with a great coach. Don't count out the great coach that he's been on in a minute. I think it's a good thing. And you didn't give up at like if you would have gave up a whole bunch, granted, I do think Dylan Brooks was like meant something to that team, but it's not like you had to trade Amen.
The Rockets are not going to be a top 6 team. Well, you know what? They might be. They might be number 6.
A top 6 team?
They'll be number 6.
A top 6 team, G.
You're depending on a guy that's going on 37 years old off of 3
They're not-
major
they're not
career
dependent on
injuries.
that.
They're not just dependent upon.
So I
still
said,
have
who's
Lawrence
the
Smith
best
Thompson
player
play
on the
basketball?
team? It's
Have you watched Amen Thompson
Alperen
play basketball?
Şengün.
But what does that
Amen
even
Thompson's
matter?
better than him.
But what does that even matter? Just look at their first 9
I don't
guys.
even like this trade for Alperen Şengün. I think this in no way makes him a better player.
Okay.
I think it takes from
It
him.
takes a lot of
I
pressure
think
off him.
no. I think
I think the number one. He was obviously not ready to be number one option.
no.
He wasn't ready for that.
I disagree.
I think
I
he
disagree
can
with that
be
because
the
I think
best.
Jalen Green is a better defender than Kevin Durant.
Oh
Jalen
my
Green?
God.
No.
They're both horrible defenders. They're not good defenders.
Kevin Durant is not a horrible defender. He's 7 foot tall.
He's not. I don't give a fuck if he's 7 feet tall. That don't make you a good defender.
Yes, it does.
Tom
You have
McCullough
to
wasn't a
stop.
good defender. He was
He
7
not
feet
still getting
tall. I don't
the
give a
You
fuck.
have to fucking stop,
don't
G.
get the block.
KD is still a
You don't
good
get the
help
blocking in.
defender, bro. KD is still a good help defender.
He
You've
still got the
seen
IQ.
KD with your own 2 eyes be one of the best help defenders in the NBA.
It
when he
was
with the
6
Warriors.
years ago. How many fucking times do I have to
He
say
was good on
that all of
defense
this
last
shit
year.
you motherfuckers are
Damn.
talking to me about Kevin Durant was from 5 or 6 years ago? It was nothing
One
of
game.
recent time. You haven't
I'm
even
not
seen him in the
asking him to be
playoffs
the-
in 2
I'm
years.
not asking him to
Stop
be the
playing
same.
with me.
I'm not asking him to be
Game
the same.
Kevin Durant was on the floor.
I'm not asking him to
Name
be
one
the same.
name one game this postseason you seen Kevin Durant on the floor. You
I'm not
haven't,
asking him to
because
be
he's
the
not
same.
that good no
I'm not
more.
asking him to
He
be the
used to be
same.
able to at least take a bad team to the
I am
playoffs.
not-
He
he
couldn't
never
even get
in-
you to the play-in.
First of all,
LeBron-
he never took bad teams to the playoffs.
LeBron
That's
gave
the-
you a number 2 seed and you a Laker fan. You disgust me. You're a Boston Celtics fan. You're a Boston Celtics fan. I see a Boston Celtics fan when I look at you. You're a Boston Celtics fan. You are not a Lakers fan. You're a Boston Celtics fan. In every way you can, you denigrate the Lakers and you denigrate LeBron James. You are a Celtics fan and you lift Jason Tatum up like he is a god.
Answer my question. So
What was your
happened
question?
What happened when LeBron had Bradley constructed teams? When he had Westbrook, did he make the playoffs with Westbrook? No, he did not. Did he make the playoffs when he had Lonzo Ball? No, he did not. The same exact result happened when he has Bradley constructed team. The same thing, the same exact result. You just think LeBron's looks better for whatever reason. But KD still gives you his efficient 26 and 6 from all over the floor, and he can score when it matters most. Everywhere. And like I said, he's still a really good defender to me. You didn't watch the Suns much because he was actually really good on defense when he played. He was above 500 when he played. When he was out there, they looked like a functioning team. When he didn't play, they lost. He was contributing to all type of ways when he was out there. The Suns' catastrophe had nothing with hardly outside the fact that KD was hurt most of the time. Didn't have anything to do with
KD was hurt. That's how you sound right now. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
But no, I think he can be
We
the
gotta
best
stop
possible
making excuses
version.
for
Stop,
Kevin Durant,
stop,
man.
Stop. He can be the best possible version of what Jabari Smith is. He can be the Jabari Smith that actually goes out there and gives you 24 points a night, which obviously will be an extreme. You don't think you all right, bro? I'm gonna log the fuck off because you are wilding. He can be the best possible version of what Jabari Smith was
This
supposed
man
to be
used to
for
be
this
Kevin
team.
Durant.
Who gives a fuck? He still can play. It's not 10 years
He's
ago.
never averaged less than 26.
It's not 10 years ago, but that don't mean a man can't bring
last time
something
he
to a
averaged less than
team
26.
in the right situation. And this is the best situation he's been in since Brooklyn before Harden hamstring fell apart.
Top 15 player of all time. Top 15 player of all time. Third greatest scorer I've ever seen with my own eyes. The Durantula, the Slim Reaper, the god to walk amongst men when it comes to getting the ball in the basket. But as I have been saying to y'all for 5 years about LeBron, that I thought LeBron was washed, right? LeBron still ain't been back to a finals either. At least LeBron have been to some conference finals. I can give LeBron credit. At least he came in
LeBron
fifth
was on
place.
good teams. LeBron was on good teams.
I don't want to hear that, brother. LeBron was on number 2 seed. He lost this year. So I don't even want to hear nothing about LeBron right now in terms of good teams or none of that. The team don't matter. It matter about LeBron and what he gonna do.
Matter, bro.
The team don't really matter.
Team matter, bro.
Team don't matter.
The Rockets didn't struggle with half court scoring, Thomas. They didn't struggle with half court scoring last year, and exactly what KD excels in.
They did, but now they're gonna exceptionally struggle in half court defense because you got rid of your best defender on the perimeter.
Your best defender.
Amen Thompson was first team All NBA defense.
Okay. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. You got rid of the primary attitude that provided that defensive attitude of your team.
I agree with that.
Listen. Amen Thompson is an all-world defender. Dead ass. He an all-world defender. I mean, technically, he one of the greatest defenders of all time just by sheer nature of that award because only so many people have been nominated there. So I'm not disrespecting him. But the attitude of that team defensively, the grit, the determination, the bullshit, the physicality was led by one Dylan Brooks. And now you swap him with a guy who has never been known for any of those things.
I agree with that.
So
but you also
cannot tell
Green.
me that you're going to exponentially get better because you can score more points, but you play worse defense.
But you
There's
also
still defenders there.
But you also swapped Jalen Green for Kevin Durant, and I don't think you're giving Amen Thompson's growth that we might see enough credit. Like I think next season,
you asking me right now though.
Okay, I think Amen Thompson first. I think Amen Thompson
right now he don't got a jumper.
He don't need one now.
This is my problem with this. You mortgaging away your future stars' ability to become future stars, trying to plug and play these old dudes who aren't that good anymore.
Aren't though, bro.
Wait. And even through line for the whole episode, this young team, second youngest team, I think, to ever win a championship in the Oklahoma City Thunder at 25.7. I understand adding KD might add a little bit of a veteran presence, but to me, that Rockets team lost, like in 2K team chemistry went down 8 to me. It didn't go up. Your overall team ability went up 4 percentage points, but your team chemistry dropped 8 points.
But you know what the Thunder also did last season?
And wait. And on 2K with them sliders, your defensive intensity dropped down as well.
But you know what the Thunder also did last season? Traded for Alex Caruso.
You know what the Rockets not gonna fucking do?
What?
Find another fucking Alex Caruso running around because he don't exist.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the rest of your team. Bro. Look at the rest
so much better. That's my point. He is so much better and has so much more skill and potential than Alex Caruso. So you plug in and playing Amen Thompson.
But how is Kevin Durant gonna fuck up Amen Thompson?
Because whereas going to next year, you asked me a question. Whereas going to next year, you got a guy like Jalen Green. Like, there's also another thing about Jalen Green. It's been a very long year for Jalen Green, respectfully. Now, I expected him to play better. I expected him to play better in the playoffs, but I heard more about him off the court this year than about basketball. And I think that now that his off-the-court life is a little more settled because his child and this whole conversation surrounding the mother of his child is no longer going to be a topic of conversation. Really, it was for at least like the first half of the season. I think he will come out and play better. Also, I think that was the first time in that role where he was expected to be the guy. And to me, yes, he proved he wasn't the guy. But I thought that Amen Thompson was the guy that was going to become the guy. And to me, that happens with him getting more shots, more touches, and more ability to be able to have the offense run through him. That's not going to happen with Kevin Durant on your team anymore. Now the offense is going to be Şengün and KD. And I don't like that for them.
You know why
I don't like that for their young guys. I want it better for their young guys. And y'all gonna be upset with me. That was just my opinion.
You know why I disagree with that? And here go why I disagree with that. Because last year, hold on, wait. Last year, Jalen Green took 17 point. Basically, Jalen Green took 18 shots and Dylan Brooks took 12 shots. So that means now you free up what? My bad.
30,
that means you free up basically 30 shots. Kevin Durant's not going to take 30 shots a night. So Amen took 10. So Amen could still go up to taking 14, 15.
That's my problem, though. That's like
how many shots he fucking need?
I believe he will be a perennial 20-point per game scorer, and in order for you to get there,
you can get 15 shots to take 20 points.
You need a solid 16 to 18
to
get to 20 points. Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
You're a liar.
No, you
don't.
Show
me a 20-point per game score in the league that ain't. How many taking?
15.
I literally said 15 shots though.
No, I said he can still take 15 shots.
You need more than that, bro.
No, he don't.
Yes, he does.
And some nights he might get them.
And if I'm being honest, him and Şengün both needed them shots. I just think it's a good look. I'll put it this way: it's not a bad move for the Rockets. They got Jalen Green off the books, which I don't necessarily know if he would have been a long-term star player for them, and I'm cool with that. I think you lean more into Thompson. My only issue with this move, I think it's an A- move. The only minus of the move is that you lost Dylan Brooks. And so to me, your team chemistry goes down a little bit.
I'm not mad at that one.
A- move. But I still think that we are all living in the past when it comes to KD and looking for a guy that used to be the guy years ago and he's not the guy no more.
I don't think we living in the past because I'm not looking for him to come in and be fucking at this point, KD. At this point, KD is a higher gun.
I got one question for you.
What?
What are the odds, percentage-wise, of the Rockets making the finals next year?
I got to see what else happens in the league, but as it stands
now,
listen, I got to see what happens in the league, but as it stands right now, I would give them a 35% chance.
I give them a 30-40.
I'm giving them a 10% chance. And that's being kind. That's me being kind and courteous.
But also looking from the Phoenix side, the more I see it, the more I like it. Like I like a backcourt with Jalen. Nah, I fuck with it. Like, bro, you
small forward shooting guards.
No, listen, you got 5 second-round picks. Number one, what you had to realize what else about the Suns is you got 1 first-rounder and 1 second-round pick. What you had to realize about the Suns is they traded all of their picks. So all they're trying to do is just recoup picks in general to use them to get other picks. But you need picks to get even other picks. So the fact they got 5 first, and I forget what pick did they get? Was it the 10 pick in the draft?
They got the 10
pick in the draft this year. But again, it's a really good.
And 29th, I think.
No, I don't think it was 29th.
They already had that pick, I think.
Okay, fair. So now you got 2 first-round picks. Bradley Beal, you stuck with him, but like fucking whatever. You can build with Jalen Green and Devin Booker for the next however long. Or if you want to flip Jalen, you can do that now to get something else. So I actually like what they got. You probably work if you just survey around the league, right? All right, they say the main options was San Antonio and Miami was places that he wanted to go. Who on the Miami Heat that you was actually gonna get in that trade is better than Jalen Green?
Probably nobody.
Who on the San Antonio Spurs, unless it was the second pick, and you got Dylan Harper, who's a rookie, you still don't know, is better than Jalen Green? That you was gonna actually get in the trade.
Shit, probably nobody.
Who better than Dylan Brooks?
You love Devin Vassell, don't you?
Not more than Jalen Green. And granted, I don't know if
Devin Vassell's better than.
No,
Dylan
he's not.
Brooks.
Is he?
As a whole player.
Is he?
Dylan Brooks is like Draymond Green.
That's not true.
Is an attitude.
That's not true.
He's not really that fire of a player.
That's not true. Dylan Brooks shooting 40% from 3. He still play defense. Like he's a quality starter on pretty much most NBA teams. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not upset with that.
Devin Vassell was coming off the bench for the Spurs last year.
Yeah, I think when you look at this from the Suns' perspective, it's pretty good. Like probably when you on the drawing board, you think you want to get younger, You want to get some defense, and you want to get some draft capital, and they checked off all three of those things. So that's why they probably got the best deal you arguably could get.
You still have Bradley Beal's contract though.
You're still in basketball hell. I'm not saying you're not still in basketball. You're still in basketball hell for sure, but you did the best you could do with this trade.
If I'm
checked off all the boxes you need to check off.
Shout out to Book, man. Very nice guy. Met Book before the Olympics this summer. Shout out to Book, bro. Get your money and just enjoy
I have a question.
Arizona, brother. Enjoy Flagstaff, my G.
I have a question. Would you trade Porter Jr. for Bradley Beal?
Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
If you're the Bucks?
The Bucks.
You mean, the Nuggets?
Nuggets?
Oh, Michael. I'm thinking of Kevin Porter Jr.
no?
My bad. I'm thinking about Kevin Porter Jr.
If I could, like, no. Listen.
I think the Nuggets saying no.
I'd hang up the fucking phone on you.
Listen, let's say I'm the Suns and I could attach 2 seconds. Or maybe the 29th first.
Why would I want Bradley Beal, bro?
For the Nuggets. I don't like Jalen Green. You said Beal. Oh.
Beal. For Michael Porter.
No, that does. If I'm Nikola Jokic and you trade for Bradley Beal, you better trade me.
Why? Bradley averaged 30 in the league before. Not saying he gonna do that now, but Kevin Porter ain't gonna never do that.
Bro, Bradley.
Michael Porter.
Bro, what did I just say about Kevin Durant?
What?
That he was hot 10 years ago. Bradley Beal ain't been good in fucking 5 years, bro.
Michael Porter ain't been good. Damn near in general half the time.
Michael Porter won you a championship. Bradley Beal is not winning you no fucking championship. We're talking about teams competing for championships. The Nuggets just lost going to the conference finals in 7. I don't want to hear that shit.
I think they could use.
Don't tell me Bradley Beal helping them beat the Thunder. You're a fucking liar.
I don't know, bro.
You're a liar. And you know you fucking lying.
No,
Joel, I'm finna mute my mic. Is he lying?
Yeah, Bradley Beal be.
No, but look, no, but look. Number one,
actually, that's gonna be the name of this episode. Bradley Beal can't help me beat the Thunder.
No, but look. Number one, you have the Jokic effect. People who play with Jokic get fucking better. Have we not remember who Aaron Gordon was before he met Jokic? It wasn't the person we think of now.
Bradley Beal gonna have you in cap hell as well, G.
What are you
That's
talking
Michael Porter got you in cap hell.
I still
like Bradley Beal.
50 million? What is
wrong with you?
55 mil, I think, or 45.
Michael Porter not on the Superman. Michael Porter not on the Superman.
Definitely
50 is a Superman.
Bradley Beal contract next year is 46. He should earn more than 46, I think.
I think Porter getting 45. I think.
Bradley Beal,
I'm about to look right now.
Yeah, Bradley Beal is making.
45,
Bradley Beal gonna make $53 million next year.
Porter not getting.
Michael
45.
Porter Jr. not nowhere near on this goddamn top players list. You need to.
Let me look. Wait.
You want them to go in cap hell for 2 second-round picks?
Listen, Porter getting 38.
You are wild.
You're not going up 15 million for 2 second-round picks.
Tripping, bro. Michael Porter getting $40.8 million. We would have to take on $12 million for Bradley Beal. Are you crazy?
And a no trade clause too.
Wait. Hold on. I'm about to give you an option. If I trade you Zeke Naji, who got a 3-year, like $50 million deal that I don't think he ever gonna play up to.
Respect to Zeke Naji, by the way. I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at this man just grabbing names out of hat like he a magician. Go ahead.
The trade don't work because the Nuggets are like
it's a trash ass trade because nobody want Bradley Beal in 2025, bro.
No, listen.
And he got a no trade clause. I don't want you, bro.
Listen, bro. The trade don't work because there's 2 apron teams and they got like directly max salaries. You had to like do some other shit to configure. But I don't think that would be a bad trade, personally. I'm just saying.
Nah.
If you want to get out of hell, you want to, you want to free up the
tears
team.
in my eyes right now. My dog said Bradley.
Hey, bro. How much did Bradley Beal average last season?
Oh my God, I got little
probably
tears
like 16,
in my eyes. My dog said Bradley
17.
Beal could have helped to beat the
Hopefully it was at least 16, 17.
Bradley Beal averaged 17 points last year.
Bradley Beal just got to take it in and play that 6 man of the year role to the best he can.
Bro, Bradley Beal averaged 7. Bradley Beal when he played, the problem with Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal be hurt. But Bradley Beal when he played averaged 17 points. What did Michael Porter Jr. average last year?
He was a liability on defense as well.
Shit, Porter is great on defense.
Lola, go to bed.
Not really.
Porter averaged. Okay, Porter.
Sorry,
Porter gave you 18.
My bad, G.
18.
Oh,
so that's
God.
fair.
Oh,
I'm just thinking of somebody who
Bradley Beal could.
He could have helped you, bro.
Bradley Beal is not helping nobody beat the Oklahoma City.
The Jokic effect, bro.
They putting that Bradley Beal thing in every action.
The Jokic effect, bro.
OKC Thunder's putting Bradley Beal in every action, brother.
The Jokic effect,
where
bro.
Bradley Beal at? Find Beal.
People get better when they play with Nikola Jokic. People get better when they play with Nikola Jokic, bro. I seen what he did for Bogey in the finals. I seen what he did for Aaron Gordon. I've seen what he did for Jamal Murray, because I saw Jamal Murray when he played for Team Canada. That wasn't the same human being that be playing with Jokic. I just think I've seen KCP with the Magic. I seen KCP with the Magic, and I seen KCP. He wasn't hooping like that. The Lakers was cool, but he was hooping better with the Nuggets. I just seen what happens to people when they play with Nikola Jokic. So that's all I'm saying.
You can't fix that defense and that $50 million in that no trade clause.
But yeah,
God can't fix that.
But yeah, no. I think we can leave it there.
Oh my God, man. Final words of the 2024-2025 season.
Man, it was a dope year. I think this is one of the best playoffs in recent memory. Again, prayers up to Tyrese Halliburton, prayers up to Dame, prayers up to Jason Tatum. But I think it was one of the best seasons in a minute. It was fun. It was fun. It was just fun and new. You know what I'm saying? Like, even having an OKC Indiana finals, like, it was just fun and new. Like, it's just some different teams doing different things. I think it was like leaders of the new school, like, as far as the next generation really took over. Obviously, you saw what Shea did. Shea being having one of the best statistical seasons for a guard in league history. You know, even I know he's gonna be out for like a year now, but Hallie putting his name out there and becoming like more of a household name. Anthony Edwards become the household name.
Bro, this starting five is gonna be crazy. The
bro,
Netflix
that
series,
last episode is gonna be
the lab with Hallie tearing his. Oh my God! I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no facts, but no, like or like I like Ant. You know, Ant being a rising star. We even just spent the whole time talking about Amen Thompson. You said you don't want KD to block Amen Thompson's growth, thinking like that, or even like a Jalen Green was finally on like a playoff stage, or Cade Cunningham. Can't forget Jalen Brunson, household name I think now. So. Yeah, I think it was a dope season. I think we came out of here with some new stars, and we came out of here with we don't know what's gonna happen next season. Like, we have no idea what's gonna happen next season. Like I would love to see the Vegas odds in the middle of the summer for who's gonna be in the finals next year.
Yeah, dope. I'm excited to go into another year as well, where we don't know who's gonna win the championship. I mean, like you said, the playoffs, Indiana and OKC making it is crazy. I think that the playoffs just kind of has sort of, in a weird way, sort of March Madness vibes a little bit. You kind of go out there, you don't really know who's going to win. Each pretty much, in the long run, had a 60-win Cavs team going there, and they got knocked out in the second round. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool. I think it's a hell of an era we're stepping into. A lot of young talent, a lot of international talent for sure. We're still looking for that next FBA, that next foundation of Black American to take over, snatch back the MVP award. We haven't had one of those in a while. But yeah, I think the NBA is in a great place. I think that heading into next year, it's going to be interesting to see how OKC responds. Being that how they respond. Being a champion. Teams always play their best against the championship team. See how they respond to that. Being the target on their back instead of being that young team. Now they're going to go out there every night with a target on their back and see if they can still be in that 60-win range, despite the fact that everybody's going to play their hardest against them. And yeah, it's nice to see the Knicks back being pretty much a guaranteed team that's going to guaranteed 50+ win team at Madison Square Garden. We saw how that gets with their fan intensity from even outside the arena. They be out there screaming, not just inside the arena. So I mean, yeah, it's we got the draft is going to be big. I'm excited for that on Wednesday coming up. I think Cooper Flag gets in the league is going to bring another dynamic. Also going to an older team, a team that can win off rip is going to be huge for him. Got a couple other big names. You got Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, and those guys. I just think, yeah, the NBA is in a really good place, and this year was really good to enjoy. We got arguably the biggest trade in NBA history, and then Luka going to LA. But yeah, I like this season. I'm looking forward to next season. Let's see what we can get.
My final words. I'm gonna actually turn my hat around because I'm gonna make a clip out of this. I'm sure people are gonna be mad at me for saying this, but my final words are. I think that this season was a great season, but I think it was in spite of everything that Adam Silver has done as commissioner. I think that Adam Silver deserves a large debt of gratitude for him helping these guys to make as much money as they've made. But if I'm being honest, the product this year overall was about a B-. The presentation of the finals was a D-, and it only got better because we were so vocal with our disgust over how poorly it was presented. It made them actually go out and, make it better. And my thing is this, like, I got YouTube TV. The NBA finals games don't come on in 4K. The playoff games don't come on in super high def cameras. The NBA is making billions of dollars with these, off of these television rights, and the quality of the games and the quality of the audio on ESPN and TNT broadcast are horrible. The presentation of the finals was poor. They're telling us that we can't have custom courts for the finals, but we have custom courts for this, cup that you all have that's sponsored by Saudi Arabia or whatever. So my thing is this with the NBA. If y'all gonna run it up and make as much money as y'all can off of us watching the game and partaking in the sport and going in it and tweeting and watching the videos and doing all of this stuff, take some of that money that y'all making back and put it into the product, Adam Silver, because I'm tired of feeling like the internet has to dictate the pace of what the league does, when in reality, the league should be dictating the pace of what the internet conversation is about. And it is, but it's not in a good way. And people are very critical of the game because the presentation of the game is lacking holistically. And it doesn't come down to the players. That doesn't come down to the broadcast partners. It comes down to the NBA and the commissioner. And I believe it was Trayvon, Black Trey on Twitter. I think he eloquently put it, maybe the NBA needs a creative director. And maybe you all do, because I feel like this entire season, the plot was lost. And all of the conversations surrounding everything else, except for the actual play on the basketball court, dominated this sport like I've seen no other sport. Even to the point where you let one of the top 15 players in NBA history, a trade, be announced the same day you have your NBA Finals, which is supposed to be your Super Bowl. Today should have been the Super Bowl of the NBA, and it just felt like another game. So my thing is if y'all gonna go out and make all this money, at least put it back into the game, into the presentation. Make it feel like it's worth it. Make Staples Center better. I still go to Staples. I went to a Sparks game. I'm like, this is it. I know Steve Ballmer be walking inside of the Intuit Dome, that spaceship, and laughing. Like, I just look at the game today, and I'm like, this shit could be so much better. And maybe Amazon Prime and NBC might come in and change it and make it funky, new, and fresh. But if I was a little kid, I wouldn't be looking at the game like, oh, everything about the NBA and the content is so cool. It's not. It's old, it's stale, and it feels like it's not for our generation anymore. I need y'all to come into 2025, including with the All-Star game. We don't need to see no more Mr. Beast shootouts in the middle of the three-point contest or the dunk contest. Fix it. It's broken. And nobody else is going to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's broken, and it's your fault. You the chief. We give you credit when you do good. I'm going to give you the blame when you do bad. Lastly, shout out to the Thunder, man. Y'all deserve it. Go ahead.
Did we get dropped the mic?
Oh, last question, actually. Final hot take of the show. Final hot take of the season. Who is the champion next year? One team, one name. Don't say nothing else other than the team name. I'll go first if y'all want me to. Who want to go first?
Go ahead. Damn. Shit. The Knicks.
I am going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say the Lakers.
Boy, stop.
No.
Stop. Talk to you.
Nah, I think after the ratings, trust me, they want it. It's cool. Pavy gone. We gone. We out of here. Much love, y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. We'll get it with y'all later. Peace out. Man, they just left me on the stream by myself. Boy, since they left me here, oh, damn, they came out. I was about to start saying, man, hot takes. Peace out, y'all. Much love. We'll see y'all probably sometime a little bit later in the summer. Until then, man, it's been Hoops and Brews, episode number 307, our 8th season, season 9 next year. We'll get it with y'all later. Much love.
They thought it was I'll be back. They thought it was but it's safe. They thought it was but it's safe.